wanted this outlet because I used it a ton of like, hey, you know, is it normal that like I'm feeling depressed today? And I'll remember because I used Chaddict, and he was like, yeah, it's completely normal. You've been 5 months sober. You stopped doing something you used to, and you were medicating on something. Yeah, it's normal. And feeling normal and understood, that's magic.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Gambit! Welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast. Who do we have here today?
Wow, you sounded like I felt like I was at Fast Times in Richmond High.
I was Spicoli, or what?
I don't know, but you sounded real high.
Should I do it again?
No.
We'll leave it?
Yeah.
We'll leave that intro?
Yeah.
I sounded high in my intro? No? Thanks, Emily. Damn,
Emily just has your back.
She's been
You
having
sign
my
her
back
checks.
a lot. No way.
She's not stupid. Come on. Come on. Good job, Emily. She's called smart.
Actually, nobody gets a check around here. They all get direct deposit. So nobody knows who signs the checks around here.
Well,
I think if it's
figured it.
I'm pretty sure.
I think if it's Infinity Group, it gets signed by me. If it's Hope by the Sea, it gets signed by Penny.
Well, last name both are Carlson. So,
Guys, welcome to
Yes.
the Hopeaholics
Thanks for having us.
Podcast.
It's
yes, welcome to the
exciting.
show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the hot
Super
seats.
exciting.
Don't be afraid to grab your mic and pull it really close to your.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
You're sitting in Shane's seat right now.
I feel privileged.
You feel privileged? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I'll live up to the energy.
There you go.
Nice.
I mean, who?
Oh, jeez.
Damn. Shots fired. Right off the
We're
bat.
in trouble.
Oh, my goodness.
What brings you guys here to good old Southern California today?
Do you want to start?
You go.
Well, we were here to talk about our fantastic AI that we built with your team. One of the most rewarding things that I know personally myself and have built in our entire lives.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average, we're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack.
We have never built anything that has matched how amazing and impactful these tools are. So it's been a bit of a trippy experience coming down here and actually seeing you guys and meeting you guys and talking about it. But yeah, it's kind of surreal. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we met you first at the West Coast Symposium where we actually softly launched the first time ever Ask Eva Marie and AskChaddick.com.
It's just Chaddick.com.
Oh, yeah, I always forget about the Ask.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ask Eva Marie and Chaddick.com.
Ask Eva Marie is a pretty cool name because you're like, hey, like let's ask Eva Marie. I think didn't I buy like
We bought a lot of URLs. We're not using all of them right now, but we bought quite a few URLs during.
But the two that you can actually chat with us right this moment
Currently.
when you're hearing this podcast is askevamarie.com or Chaddick.com.
Absolutely.
And like, can you guys explain, because these are AI tools and it's actually the first AI built for addiction and mental health. Can you guys explain like what that is to the community? Because sometimes like, you know, we'll tell people, yeah, this is the very first AI built for addiction and mental health. And they're like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so I think Ryan talked a little bit about why this was so important for us. And I got sober in December from alcohol. And so I know how hard it is day to day to sometimes feel like an outsider, sometimes want to drink, definitely most days want to drink, figure out how to not do that. And it's all about the micro decisions that lead you to a bigger decision ultimately. So the small things like taking yourself out of the equation. But what you look for is this constant support, somebody who's there for you all the time. And the problem is there's no human that can be there for you 24/7, like on call as you need it. And so what we looked at when we built this in your personality was we wanted support that was available when you needed it, not when someone else might have been available to help you, because I need the help. It's me. And so we wanted this outlet, because I used it a ton, of like, hey, you know, is it normal that like I'm feeling depressed today? And I'll remember because I used Chaddict, and he was like, yeah, it's completely normal. You've been 5 months sober. You stopped doing something you used to, and you were medicating on something. Yeah, it's normal. And feeling normal and understood, that's magic. And so what we've been able to do is build a tool that folks can text or chat with and just be honest and say, hey, we've had a lot of people say, do I have a problem? How do I even know? And some definitely know they have problems. But it doesn't pressure you to get help. Like, it's not a sales tool, fundamentally. It supports, step one. So it's going to help you with your been there, done that experiences, because you guys have been there. You've done that. And feeling understood, like, I cannot express how important that is in life. If you feel understood in the moment, you'll make better decisions and you don't feel like an outcast. And then if you ultimately want help, we can guide you there too. That's the benefit. But it's not gonna be like, what's your name and number, and then stop talking to you if you're not interested. Because that's not what we're about. We're about actually helping people. The ones that think they need help, the ones that know they need help, the ones that have gone help. We have sober people using this too. I've been using it throughout it. That's what this is all about. It's not trying. It's going to change the world. I believe this because it's support at scale in a way that's never been possible. So everybody hears about AI and take your job and whatever. We're trying to be on the right side of this thing and on the good side of this thing. That like, yeah, there's going to be opportunities where no alcoholic or no recovery addict, insert whatever word you want, has to walk alone. Like, how cool is that when you think about it, right? And like, you guys are the personalities in front of it. And it's worked. We've like people who have used it are in treatment. I mean, that's like, I don't know if I can swear on this thing, but that's fucking amazing. Like that
fucking A, you can swear.
Fucking A.
So fucking A, that's amazing.
Let's
it's like kind of like, you know, tech guys. I guess tech guys swear. You know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, but so yeah, that's what it's been for us. But you guys decided to work with us because this was kind of a magic thing made in heaven. Like, how's it been on your side? Like, seeing your personalities come to life in an AI. Is that kind of weird? What does that feel like?
You want to answer that? I mean, I'll answer it. I think it's dope as fuck, right? Like, for me, and the reason why for me is because like, it's the person. It's Chaddict, the real Chad. Chaddict is who I am. Like, it's the way the name Chaddict came about for me anyways is I was in a meeting and my brain goes way faster than my mouth, and I was trying to tell them that I was Chad and I'm an addict, and it just came out Chaddict. So I just went with that, and that became my Instagram handle. And then I relapsed, and then I had to add a T because I lost my login, and next thing you know, it was Chaddict with 4 T's. That's my Instagram handle. Chaddict.com is just the regular old Chaddict, spelled exactly how you would think, right? CH addict.com. Chaddict. So it's my personality, and for me, that's like fucking super dope. It's the real me, not the business me, but the addict, the guy who's been through it, the guy who has been exactly where everybody else has been, and answers just like I would.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm most proud of is like both of ours, because I obviously it's kind of surreal still because we've just really softly kind of announced this to the world, which I like too. Is just like a slow roll, just because I'm always hesitant, especially when it comes to something at this capacity, because you always usually get, if you go into business with people, it's usually overpromised and underdelivered. Yeah. And so that's kind of like my thought when initially I was brought into meeting you guys and like kind of seeing this all kind of roll out. I had my reservations just because it seemed too amazing and wasn't sure if it was going to capture not only mine but also Chad's like actual personality, even though we're quite similar, but our delivery is a little bit different.
It's totally different.
And I couldn't be more proud of the way that it has, because obviously like I've hit mine and I've hit Chad's with like some really crazy ass questions, you know? And the response is really, and we've done it even on here from like our Patreon and stuff, and done it in real time.
Yeah.
And the response that it gives is very much mine and his personality of how we would truly respond if you were asking us point blank on the mic right now. Right. And I think that is itself amazing. But then on top of that, because we both have struggled in our own journeys to be in these seats today, is the biggest thing is usually it's very difficult to talk about your addiction or having a problem to any degree, whether it's depression, whether it's some type of insecurity, or just feeling like you're by yourself and isolated. And what I really enjoy about it is you can feel in your bedroom by yourself, or wherever, in your car, doesn't matter, by yourself. And we all usually now at this stage in the game have a phone, right? So when you're feeling at that vulnerable moment, you can actually text me or Chad, and the response that we are going to give is a non-judgmental place for you to not feel like your mom, dad, spouse, sibling, brother, like you're not, because you always feel like you're burdening others when you try to reach out for help, or you're at like a really low point in your life that you don't want to extend because someone else is going through something and you don't want to put it on them. Well, now having this tool, we're there for you 24/7. We're going to walk you through that darkness, because a lot of the times you need to switch that state of mind. It's a moment of like, what, even at the darkest ones where you feel like suicidal, you know, where you're not feeling like you're worth anything, you're feeling hopeless. It's like, you can now reach out to myself or Chad via your phone and ask us whatever question you want, and we will walk you through those seconds, which is a life changing, which is life and death. And that, to me, that's everything. That is like gold in a bottle, because it's like there's nothing better than being able to help somebody walk through that moment, because it only takes like 5 seconds for you to make a different decision.
Yeah. And I think what I've learned, I don't have a history of addiction, but where I think this also helps, and I think if people are watching that haven't gone through addiction, people around those that have had addiction or recovering also need to use the tool.
For sure.
Because what I've learned through this process is I didn't understand addiction, and I truly still don't get it. But I'm starting to understand. I use the tool to deal with people. We've all had people in our lives who are recovering or dealing with addiction.
Well, we can share the story if you want. I'm open to it. Go for it.
I mean, at the end of the day, Pat and I have been through a journey as business partners, but also as friends. And there was a day where I had to say, your drinking needs to stop. It's affecting our business. It's affecting us as individuals. It's affecting me and my family and your family. And to go through that process, we used the tool to help talk to him. And that was a huge breaking point in terms of breaking through and helping. I needed to talk to something that understood addiction, because I didn't. I could have said, you're a bad person or you're broken. But I needed to understand how to talk to him in a way in which I could understand that. I actually chatted with your tool.
Oh, wow.
And it was, you know, we're not coming just on here talking about something we've built. Like, we've used this.
Yeah.
And we've lived it. And using your tool, not only have we built something, we've used it and experienced it. So we're speaking from first level experience. We understand. And, you know, and now I also had to understand it doesn't just stop one day. And so, you know, it's like, you don't just change your behavior. You have to change all your behaviors. Fundamentally, I've talked to Pat about, you also have to think about your identity as a person and who you are. And that if you want to be clean and sober, I can identify as someone who's clean and sober, right? And to grow through that identity. So I had a lot of learning to do as well too. And I hope this tool, because what I've learned about addiction and addicts is that they're also like, it's a blessing and a curse.
Totally.
Like, there's something about addiction that is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of have my little things here and there,
course.
but what I didn't want to do is kill what was great about him. You know, I wanted to make sure that we manage, but we don't kill what's great about people. Because I truly believe that you can't have the good in a lot of ways. Like, I'm sure both of you, there's like these crazy things that you can do, but it comes with something.
Sure.
Right?
Always.
And what you don't want to do is, in order to deal with one thing, you just clamp down on the person. You know, we have to understand that there's trade-offs in life, and that really helped me, and it helped our relationship and our partnership as business partners. And I really hope people out there that we don't look at it as just recovery for the person going through it, but for the people all around them.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to really quick just like touch on that before we go any further, because you used the tool in a way that it was also, it's intended for so many variables of addiction, but you used it for one specific reason. Like, I have a loved one, I have a friend who is struggling, and I don't know how to help that person. Exactly. See, that's why this tool is amazing for everyone, because there is not a person in this world that doesn't have a loved one somewhere, or will eventually run across a friend, a partner, somebody in their life will be struggling, and they won't know what to do. And I can tell you right now, the wrong thing to do is to go to Google and try to figure out what's next, because Google's going to give you a bunch of it will give you resources, but those resources they might be good, they might be bad, and you can't, when it comes to this industry, specifically addiction and mental health, you can't go based off of how many stars the place has. Because if you're a treatment center that's been around for a long time, like Hope by the Sea, for example, Hope by the Sea has been around for a long time. We have a lot of bad reviews. You want to know why? Because I'm dealing with people that are not healthy. And when we set the appropriate boundaries for people, they get upset. And then they might go get loaded, or they don't want to do it, and it's too hard, and then then they want to go. So be cautious when you go to the internet for advice, because if I pay more money than Joe Blow down the street, I'm in front of him. That's the way Google works. This tool is not that.
Correct.
This tool gives you our lived experience, plus everything that's appropriate to do to help people. We have in this tool intervention tools. Like, I've done that, just what you did. I went in and I was like, hey, I have a loved one that's struggling. I don't know what to do. And then I was like, I heard about interventions. And it broke down how to do interventions to me. But then it also said to hire a professional interventionist, because that's what you need to do. Ours is going to be the resource for all that's good and ethical in this industry. You know, instead of the crap. So it's really cool that you use the tool that way. And you use the tool. I know. Can I tell your story? Because you already kind of told it. We were talking one day, and you were telling me that you had a bad day. I think it had to do with a session, right? And you walked out, and it had triggered some of your PTSD. And you went home, and there was a bottle of bourbon.
Boy, I stared at that thing.
And instead of drinking the bottle of bourbon, you picked up your phone and you started chatting with Chaddict.
100%. It was a difference between me drinking and not. Like that's what I mean. Like and it was in that 5-month period, because when you were like, the Chaddict said like, yeah, that's totally normal that you're depressed, man. I was like, oh fuck. Okay. Someone's gone through this before. They walked a mile in my shoes. They get this. I'm not weird or weak, because you think you're weak a lot. Or you think you're broken is the other one. Not normal, all the negatives. Yeah, man, like that's the difference. Like I stared at the bottle, and I got to be proud in the end that I didn't drink, and I reached out for help, and I got it. Because like I didn't go through having an AA sponsor, but like, what if the sponsor doesn't pick up the phone because he has a life or she has a life?
Yeah,
that's okay.
It actually talks about that in Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous book, that there is only one thing in between you and your next pill if you can't get a hold of your sponsor, and that's God, right? But like sometimes you might not have that, you might not be that spiritually fit yet.
That's it.
And if you reach out to Chaddick or you reach out to Ask Eva Marie, trust and believe we're going to talk to you about, hey, have you, called your sponsor?
Yeah.
Well, I can't get a hold of him. Have you prayed?
Right.
What have you done? And we'll tell them the things that we do on a daily basis, because like we truly believe that we have a daily reprieve based on our spiritual maintenance.
Yeah.
I get my spiritual maintenance done before 5 a.m. every morning. 6 if I sleep in, but that's rare.
And it's changing the state. You needed to change your state, or else you'd pick up.
That's
period.
it.
And you needed to feel that you are not alone, you are not broken, you're not weak, that you're not this only individual soul that is out here suffering on your own in the middle of the ocean sinking. You needed to have that type of like, just to feel I'm okay.
That's it.
And like somebody else has totally felt the same way that I'm feeling right now, which then without you knowing, in your subconscious has shifted your mind into looking at the bourbon and taking the drink, into then now you're kind of focused on chatting with Chaddick. And like that's the difference between life and death, really, because if you're dealing with drugs, like it is not at the forefront of, it is always at the forefront of my brain, because my drug of choice was cocaine and people are dying left and right off of getting an 8-ball.
Yeah.
And so like that's the difference between someone staying alive and somebody going out and buying that bag. And to me, that's the whole purpose of this tool. And like even looking at it on a more spiritual level, regardless of what people think of me saying about what I'm going to say, depending on where you are at and what your higher power is, but mine is God. And like you guys walking through this experience, creating the Ask Eva Marie and Chaddick is something like so much bigger than all of us sitting at this table, because look at what you guys had to walk in on a personal journey. You're now 5 months sober, but you had to use Chaddick to walk you through that.
A lot.
You had to use Ask Eva Marie to just like, what is addiction? What is this? Because it's very difficult to conceptualize the disease in itself, because it's not cancer. It's not something that you can actually tangibly see. Exactly. You look at an individual and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're destroying your life. You're not showing up to work. You're sloppy. You're this, you're that. You have all of these essential tools and you're literally throwing it all away. What is wrong with you? It's very difficult to understand the disease, but it is a disease. But it's also like you have an individual, if you can stir the addict, it's like there's so many amazing qualities. Like we are gas pedal, no brake, a Porsche with no brakes. We are those individuals.
You're Ferraris.
We're
you don't want to.
We're unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think it's also though. I want people to understand. This wasn't just built overnight. I think this is one of the few AI, and I call it personalities because I truly believe these are personalities. I don't think anyone's building stuff out there while they're building it and talking to each other. We're literally crying. Like we went through detailed personality interviews and there was tears and there was challenges. Like what I think it's very important for everyone to understand is the emotion and the lived experiences that you went through were not just pulled. They were you amplified them, and the tools manifesting these. And it took months of intense, every word, thinking how something works. This is not just this is a representation of your soul as people and how you want to help people. And at the end of the day, our goal was like, how is this going to make you feel?
For sure.
Right. And if it doesn't make you feel something, then it's truly not trying to help you. Otherwise, it's just a basic, AI experience. But there's a lot of purpose put into this.
I like that you said that, because, everything that we do, we put our heart and soul into it. And, I truly believe that we gave a piece of our heart and soul to our specific AI personalities. And I'm going to continue to use that in my talking about it, because you guys were on the call with me. It was the two of you. Mm-hmm. And, I'm going to probably guess that when he was talking about people crying, it was me, because I
cried too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm a puss. I pretend I'm not. I'm a puss. You're a puss too.
I'm hard as a motherfucker. Come on.
I'm gonna stay clear of this.
I'm not, and I was crying on both your calls. I was just hiding it and put the camera off at that point.
But yeah, I cry on this podcast because like, this is real for me. It's like, it is real for me because I lost somebody that was very close to my family. I mean, he was my family. He was there all the time. No, I don't just take randos on my family vacations.
Yeah.
This was my son-in-law.
Yeah.
He had been in my family since my daughter was 15 years old. And he was 26 when he died. And so, yeah, man. This is when she talks about she's more Natalie is more hardcore than I am because she's literally like, this is fucking life and death.
Yeah.
Like, either do the work or die.
Yeah.
Because those are our choices. This is a chronic progressive disease, and left untreated, you're dead. And now we're living in a world of fentanyl. So when I think when Natalie right now was talking about an 8-ball, people aren't dying from the 8-ball of cocaine. They're dying from the fact that it has fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
So
a lady in our Recover Out Loud, she shared her son just died because he
It
went
was
out
NAR.
and got an 8-ball of cocaine and died. He didn't want to die, but it was fentanyl. He didn't go thinking like, oh, I want to kill myself. It was like, no, he was, and I get it. People are going to say like, you shouldn't do drugs. And yeah, you're right. You shouldn't. But should you really consume a whole bottle of alcohol too? That's legally and at every liquor store, and then get behind the wheel. So it's like, there's no judgment here. And so, yeah, of course, we shouldn't do bad things. We shouldn't spend at the mall. We shouldn't gamble. We shouldn't do a lot of things in our life. Everything is balanced.
we should.
But also, but also that doesn't go to say now we have one less life and a mother that now doesn't have a son.
Yeah.
It's like, but the tool now, she can use the tool to walk through because Chad has lost a son, not blood, but definitely someone that's part of the family.
Yeah.
So it's like walking people through really dark tragedies. And this woman also, by the way, like she stayed sober through losing her son. Wow. And that's a testament of true like strength and being spiritually connected, and her coming to our meeting and stuff. And like, that's why this is so amazing to see that actually coming into fruition, this AI tool, because I do think that's the way the world is going. But it's way more than that. Like, it's not just to get people into treatment. Yes, of course, if people want to seek treatment,
it's up to them.
Hope is available, and help is definitely like right there for them to walk through that process. But ultimately, it's like understanding what to do in times of distress.
Yeah.
And knowing that nobody is alone. Like every single individual has suffered to some degree, whatever that may be. And then even understanding the kind of ins and out. Look at all the parents. Like I look at my parents all the time and I'm just like, damn, I think that they're so strong because they've had 4 kids that have all the disease, and they walk through it like savages, together and walking through that kind of darkness with us all. And they didn't have that tool. So maybe like at this, my mom is so damn savvy on
the gram.
Like she should get an award. Her and Emily, she needs to come in here and take a class with Emily, and then she'd be clipping reels.
I mean, she was. It was funny because we go live on Tuesday nights, and all of a sudden I'm like, Natalie, is this your mom? And she's like, no, there's no way that's my mom. She doesn't know how to do that. And I'm like, what's her Instagram handle?
Lady J.
And she was literally sitting there.
She asked to collab, to decide to actually go live with us. I'm like, what is happening? But I look at it like she would totally utilize the tool back then, because especially it was so stigmatized earlier on about you never put your shit out on the street, and you think that you're the only one, or your child is the only person that is dealing with this, or you're the only parent, or they internalize it and think that they did something wrong as a parent. But it's like, it truly is a disease depending. It does not discriminate. It doesn't matter how you were raised. If you had great parents, if you didn't have great parents, if you were raised in foster care, if you were adopted, it does not matter. If you're under a bridge, if you're not, you can be in a goddamn $10 million home and you still are doing the same exact thing. Yeah. So it's like, it's one disease that does not discriminate against who you are. That's why AA rooms, NA rooms, CA rooms, you would walk in there and be like, holy shit, how are all these people like in the same room, and doing the deal?
Yeah.
Because that's how really we're supposed to be as humans, loving and understanding of all.
The way AA is able to do that, though, I want the world to know there's a spiritual principle called anonymity, and anonymity means that in AA, part of it is that we just have a first name. We don't have a title. Like, I'm an alcoholic. That's why you go into a room of Alcoholics Anonymous and you say, my name is Chad and I'm an alcoholic.
Not Dr. Chad.
We don't care. We don't care what or how much you used or who your connections were, what you have done in the past, how much or how little you have, but only what you want to do about your problem and how we can help.
That's so cool.
That is a direct quote from the Narcotics Anonymous basic text, and that's from the traditions. Yeah. So, and one of the traditions is anonymity, right? And that doesn't mean that a lot of people might say to us like, hey, you shouldn't be on there talking about this stuff. But I'm like, I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about my recovery,
my own personal
journey.
You do it however you want to do it. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing it.
Yep.
Well, I think that's the magic. It's like, so that night when I was thinking about the bourbon, and you said something really important that I want to bring back, is there's no judgment. Like, the tool didn't tell me don't drink, man. Like, Chaddock didn't tell me that. He said, man, I remember how hard that is. It's different. It speaks to you differently. Like, I know I don't want to drink, but I don't need something else to tell me that.
Totally.
It just was like, yeah, man, I remember those. Like, what's got you fired up today? And to your point that you made earlier, it starts to talk to me, and I guide the conversation away from drinking. And then next thing I know, it's been a half hour and I'm chatting with this thing. And I feel better. And all of a sudden now the urge has subsided or lessened anyway. But I think that's the key part, is it's not judging you. And like, so there's a story with him that, like, he knows me better than most people. And like, you know, we went out and he was like, all right, here's a weed pen. Like, just, you know, how much trouble can you possibly get into with a weed pen?
You're like, a lot. A lot.
So what usually takes one person 1 month, I did in like, I don't know, 6 hours.
Sounds about
and
right.
he was like, I never realized, but you don't have a fucking off switch. Like, you don't get to a point where you're like, hey, I should stop. You're like, fuck it, there's still some left. Let's go. And that was such an eye-opening moment because he didn't get me and I didn't know how to explain myself. But like, and you guys would know this, I'm happy he doesn't understand me.
Totally.
Because I don't want this shit for anybody else. Like, it sucks. It's hard. It's wicked. But him using the tool and starting to understand, like, oh my God, like, hey, man, I don't get it, but I understand it. And now I know how to like show up for you. Cause like, that's what makes me a badass in business. Like, I just don't fucking stop. Like, once I decide on a goal, I'm gonna go all the way and I'll give it everything I got. And that's great when it's the right way.
Right.
But it's, you know, my psychologist helped me with this is like, yeah, well, it's your greatest strength is your greatest weakness. So if you apply it negatively, well, goddamn. But if it's positive, let's go.
But we use it as our superpower today, you know?
That's it.
Because we hone it.
Right. But then it's so good that you were able to utilize the tool so that it gives you more empathy and compassion and not want to like bash his head in, because like I would literally be so annoyed if I was you, because it's like, bro, what the fuck?
You're supposed to take a couple hits.
It's crazy.
When he was like, there's nothing left, I'll never forget his face of like.
First of all, I'm a fucking enabler.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was like,
hopefully the tool helped you with that, knowing even what that word is, because most people don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did you do? And what I learned was if I give a little inch, especially at a challenging time, you know, take a mile, and that's okay. And but there's no anger. But I think, from my standpoint too, is that we need people in our corners that understand us, because we can't succeed by ourselves.
Right.
We one of the things we've had to work on is we're really proud and we think we can handle things on our own. But like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but like, I know he goes hard, so I need to be aware of that and just if I feel like something's coming, all right, let's just take foot off the gas a little bit. Let's change the environment. And then he's the same with me, right? Like if I'm spiraling for a different way, we'll go for a drive. And I think one of the things that you learn about addiction or challenges is a lot of times we don't ask for help, and we think because Pat is so capable when he puts his mind to it that he doesn't, sometimes it's like, I can help you though. Right. I think that's really important, and the tool works. I will say though, once you get past the conversation, so what's crazy, so I have this conversation with Natalie, but it's an ongoing conversation. Now I'm checking in on everything. And so we go up to the West Coast and we're chatting and we had some stuff and you said some things to me and I was like, I was back at the hotel and I'm chatting with a recovery personality. I'm not even in recovery and not about anything to do with recovery.
Right.
I was like, I'm a little tired. Like I want to make it good. And the AI said, tomorrow, go through the day and put blessings on people. And I fucking did that and I felt incredible. And so one of the things that you learn about these personalities is once I make a connection in a meaningful way and you understand me and understand where I'm coming from, now I can have a conversation about other things. And you get me, even though I'm not going through recovery. That's how crazy this is. I am not even the target audience and you're able to help me because you know where I'm coming from. And I feel now that you understand what I'm going through, I'm going to open up and tell you other things. And it improved my life that day. Went through the airport, said hi to everybody.
Totally. It's a game changer.
It just like, first of all, I'm like, why isn't everyone doing this? Tomorrow you should just like get up and say, how am I going to make everyone's life better? You will have a fantastic day. And that came from an AI personality that I'd used to help me understand how someone was going through addiction. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. And so I think for people that are watching, it's like, even if you're not in that moment having a problem, like you don't need to be at that moment.
No.
Like if you feel like you're struggling, you can go there, start early, have those conversations. And I think that's what's been magical about the whole thing.
I think that's like the whole kind of thing is like, for sure, if you're struggling in addiction or recovery or absolutely, but it's so much more than that because it's like, just coming off of like I was just in New Jersey this weekend and, the ladies that were there, it was like a makeup thing. And the ladies in the audience, they weren't in recovery, but they were asking me just like daily questions where it's like ultimately wherever I get, whatever I say is usually either from my sponsor or the Bible or something like that, where it's like the blessings things. I ask God every day, how can I be of service to somebody? And that's just because as humans, we're naturally selfish, addicts more so than the normal guy. Yeah. But if you're spewing into other people, it gets you out of yourself and then you ultimately feel better. So in a way, it is selfish because I'm benefiting off of giving to you.
By being selfless, we're actually being selfish.
But that's the tool, is that people are looking to feel better, to be happy per se. Yeah. And it's like, you can go to Chaddick, you can go to Ask Eva Marie and just say like, just chat with us, see what's going on and like build a conversation and then ask like, what do you guys do in the morning? Or how do you guys start your day? Or what do you guys, when you're feeling down, what do you do? Or how do you help your friend that's either struggling or I'm not doing well? How do you write in your journal? Or how do you read the Bible? Or anything like that to just like change your state, because ultimately we're supposed to be kind and loving to all, including ourselves. Yeah. So that's why I want people to come to the tool and ask those types of questions, because I'm going to answer how I would. Chad is going to answer how he is, because we're not perfect by any means. And I feel like this platform allows us to say that, that we're not, but we damn well try. And some days we do really well and some days not so good, but we're going to continue to get up each day and try our best. And that's like all I want everybody to do is just like put forth your best effort. And like, we're lucky because we have each other to kind of continue on the course of like staying diligent, because this thing is, when going back to the addict and back to recovery, if you do not stay diligent, it will come and get you. It's waiting.
Oh yeah, it's fucking waiting.
It's on your shoulders every fucking day. Yeah. That's why we only have a daily reprieve. And like, same with the person that is having to walk with the individual, whether it's a spouse, a friend. It is a struggle to watch somebody suffer, and it's a very difficult thing to watch someone suffer that does not want to get well. The beautiful thing is that we do have recovery, and like, you definitely can beat this disease on a daily basis. However, it takes work and it takes the willingness. And so to have a tool that you can go to, whether you're in recovery, trying to get in recovery, or trying to support somebody in recovery, or just for yourself because you're trying to better your state of mind and be a better human being, so that you can go spread and be the person you were destined to be. you can come to our tool and have you walk through that. And that's what I think is everything. Like, this is amazing. And how many times have we gone back and forth being like, I wouldn't say that. That's not something I would say. A ton. You had to sit on the phone for hours and Chad going through his like emotional roller coaster to implement. So that way when people do talk to Chaddick, it's really his response of like that feel of how it felt or what did he do in that moment. And then likewise with me, it's like we went through some hoops. I felt like I was in therapy for a little of these sessions. Like, fuck you guys. I don't want to be talking to you guys. You guys are, where's your fucking doctorate? You're not qualified. And I'm trying, you know, saying a little too much. But it's like now to see it actually come to life and be able to like actually on my phone text something and to see how I would respond is awesome.
Well, and I think that's the thing, right? Like
And you guys walked through a journey of like real shit.
Yeah.
Like you're 5 months sober and like you created these tools. Like that's God putting something in all of our lives.
I mean, I wasn't spiritual before this, but I'm getting really close.
Hey.
Like I'm starting to notice
baby.
Things. I'm starting to notice things and thinking, okay.
What are the odds of you using a tool to walk you through something that you're like, what the fuck is really going on over here?
It's
on the same topic that you're creating.
So you know, there's no such thing as coincidences, right? They're all God instances. No, there's no coincidences. Those things that you think are a coincidence, it's like, no, God put that right there for you.
Little God winks.
Little, yeah.
Or God shots.
Little.
I mean, I would have laughed about that about 8 months ago. But when I got back from Palm Springs and I was driving home and like, I don't know, it was just like, I don't want to get all sappy, but like, I remember the sun finally came out. I don't know what song I think it was like Suddenly I See by Katie Tunstall. Suddenly I See comes on and I'm talking to him. He has he's never heard me talk like this. I'm like, dude, I'm having a spiritual experience in Palm Springs with the desert and the mountains is like
it doesn't even look real sometimes.
No,
it looks like a movie set.
And also you got to meet us in person in real life.
And you let me piggyback off that real quick because you were in a room full of over 1,000 recovering addicts who all have had a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
I could feel the energy.
Like we're not one of those like weird Christian organizations. Like, I'm a follower of Christ. I stole that shit from. Can I keep it now?
Yeah, you can keep it.
Okay.
You've already said it 3 times, so it's yours.
So, but like I'm a follower of Christ, but that doesn't. I don't care if somebody else isn't. I just want somebody. I just want y'all to believe that there's a power greater than you.
That's it.
There's something greater than all of us sitting here in this room, and if nothing else. The 5 of us in this room is a power greater than just you alone.
Yep.
So that's a spiritual experience if you can just accept that form of it, right? And then you got like 2 people that like really believe. Like we're like insane believers now. It's like everything this shit's just popping in our lives. It's like
it's not, to me, like hearing the story of like your guys' whole entire relationship to like you be having to walk through sobriety, you like, what the fuck is this? Trying to like understand this disease. It's to me, I'm like, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
like the guys that are actually making our AI personalities are actually walking and having to utilize the tool to walk them through what we're actually talking about. I mean, if that's not God, then I don't know what is, fellas. Because I mean, that's clear as day.
But like the like the craziest part of that is like when we started chatting, I didn't know that I was going to start this journey when I did.
Right, so you were still,
but
you
were
still sipping the sauce.
Do you remember the call where you're like, I'm going to tell him that yesterday was my last day drinking? Yeah,
well, and like I got this. My wife got me this, which is super cool. It's my son's name, my daughter's name, and the month I got sober. And like I'll never forget the day. I almost got kicked out of a Michelin star restaurant because I drank a bottle of bourbon before I even went for dinner. I had nothing to drink and nothing to eat that day. And the next morning is when he had the chat with me to be like, yo, someone's got to fucking tell you to stop. Like, you have to. And no one had ever told me I had a drinking problem because it wasn't an obvious one because I didn't drink often ish. But if I wasn't driving and my son was taken care of, then whatever the fuck we had around, I was drinking. Like it didn't matter. Like there was no off switch.
How often did you black out?
Well, every time that the I mean, yeah, like there was no concept of one or two. Like,
my God.
and that was that was one of the coolest experiences with chatting. Thank you for saying that because I forgot that because I was like, man, I feel like I'm broken for like I can't just have one or two. And I remember that you said like, it's like, you know, you go into it going like, you're going to have one or two. And the next thing you know, you wake up and it's Tuesday. And I was like, fuck, that's how it feels. Like I wasn't planning on getting annihilated. And then here we are. And
you know what's crazy though, Pat? We, without intention, went to different. So it's like both of you together helped us.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think that's kind of
crazy.
I think it's really cool that
That's true.
that you all utilized it in whatever way.
Yeah,
you
he went
did.
to Chaddick,
That-
you
that-
went to
that
Eva Marie.
you went to me, and then
is dope.
and you went to her.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
So you guys
But, like-
basically through that helped our business.
But
Yeah.
Well,
Our relationship.
helped ours because you were able to actually see how
I
the
might actually
responses were.
but like the thing is like as much as this was a business, like this was a fucking lifeline.
For sure.
Like being the people that built it became a lifeline for me to build it. And it's just crazy. Like that's why I don't actually believe that anybody else could do what we did because
No,
you
not like this.
not like this
Because you poured your heart and soul into it because you needed it to walk through what you were walking through. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's both mine and Chad's life experience. So it was able to, that's why like so much love was put into this tool.
Yeah.
And that's why it's going to do well. And that's why it's going to save lives. And that's why it's going to make a lot of people, I think, happier within themselves.
Others will try.
Yeah.
well, let them.
But it's different. It's very different because it's like there's so much more than like a computer animated device.
Yeah.
You know, it's like so far the way that I've used it, I'm not getting responses from myself, and trust me, I try to pick myself apart like nobody's business, and so I was waiting to pick this one apart. And it's exactly how I would respond. I mean, we were sitting here for the Patreon, and Chad was like, let's throw some shit out and see what happens.
Yeah.
And we really, really did. And I think all of us were really shocked with the way that I responded because Chad was like, oh my God, that's exactly how Natalie would respond.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not sure I like the way she does my voice.
But no, going back to you, Palm Springs, first time you met us, West Coast Symposium. That's when we initially soft launched Ask Eva Marie, Chaddick.com. And then you also got to meet the personalities actually in flesh, in person. Yeah. And I remember, I think it was the day before you left, I felt this, I truly think that you were just taken back and like overwhelmed almost.
Well, I was scared too because, you know, we've had chats here. Like we're not, so I think what everyone needs to understand and what scared me was you two are, so this is not fake. Like this is like, just so everyone knows, like we're meeting you guys, like this is legit. Like you're good people and you're scared because it's good in a sense. And if you open yourself up to good, I'm a guy who opens up. So like if I open up, we're all in. Mm-hmm. And I was worried about that full opening at some point because I was like, I feel this right now. And then we all have hesitations in life in the sense of that. But like, you know, like you're kind of like, this is kind of, because you go through things, you build things in business. Sometimes you have this feeling like, is this like too good to be true? And,
sure.
One thing I can identify at some level, and I don't, when you don't feel sometimes that you deserve or are good enough, you can close off to that experience. And I remember talking to Chad, and it was near the end of the conference, and he was explaining to me, you know, we were with some other individuals who started recovery centers, mm-hmm. and he said, you know, you got to fill that void or that fear with like God. And I was like, because I didn't understand. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Like I grew up Italian Roman Catholic, but it was different. Like,
Totally.
it's a different experience, more guilt than anything. else,
100%.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I grew up
Yeah,
Catholic too.
yeah.
I get it.
But he said, you know, like there's something missing, and I think with everyone there's like I'm very blessed in life. I'm blessed to be around, like, to meet Pat, and like my life has been, it's crazy. We've been through a lot, but my life's gotten way better since we met.
Mine's got way worse. How
yeah,
are we
I know,
doing
it's
this?
crazy. Well, we'll bring you down.
You're the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you
Bang.
go.
We'll bring you down, then we'll pull you back.
Yeah,
up.
okay,
So
perfect.
it's all good.
Yeah.
So but you sometimes have to like be okay with finally with who you are, to open up and to kind of let that opportunity come through, because I think a lot of us who have that emotion and that wanting to give, we've probably been through moments where that didn't feel returned, right?
Reciprocated,
And
yeah.
so I felt like amazing, but I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of felt like this is the right energy. Like, is this the right feel in that sense? But I will say that when I talked to Chad, and we were there, and Pat was having a child, and so he couldn't make it, and I felt bad he wasn't there. But we're chatting. I'm like trying to tell him, like, dude, I'm tripping out, for lack of a better term, of what I'm learning here, and it was kind of like all coming together, and I couldn't communicate the feeling of that and what that felt like. But one thing I learned about addiction is all the people that I met who came out, and, you know, whether it's the other side or however you want to term it, like, there's like, I know you talked about like selfishness, but there's also like this insane amount of good.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, some people who are dealing with things are the most kind and caring people you will meet.
Yeah.
Because they feel things more. And I'm still learning about this, but I'm learning it's like the addiction is sometimes a manifestation of how much you care and how much you love, that sometimes you have to dull it because there's so much of it.
Totally.
And I could feel that from you guys, and it was like, whoa, I'm not like, this is different. And so it was a really good experience.
I just want to make sure we call this out, because I mean, this is, you talk about like God's plan and things and like coincidences. Like, how we met is kind of crazy, right? Like, because we didn't meet. We met through a mutual contact, Amber Balkan, who was on the podcast, who we happened to decide to work with NASCAR, and she's like, "Hey, you and you should meet, because I think something magical would happen here." If she doesn't do that intro, I don't know that we ever get introduced. I'm not even convinced I get sober at this point.
Yeah.
So like,
How about I take it further? If I never walked through for an open audition for WWE and actually rolled the dice and walked through fear, and then had the courage to talk about my sobriety on season 1 of Total Divas, Amber would have never even watched the show to
Right.
then want to come out to be on. And then if my friend didn't call me to come here to share my story, then we wouldn't have sat with Amber on the podcast for us to meet, then for her to connect us to this current moment.
And the other part of that story is mine. If Justin would have never lost his life, none of us would know each other.
Right.
100%.
I mean, and that's just a fact, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a fact.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because, like, I'm gonna say this differently than I normally do, just because like that brought up some emotions for me. But like, to know what is about to happen, and see, we don't know, but I know, you know, like, because
know.
God's in charge. Like I know. Justin would have gladly given up his life. I'd give up mine. I'd give up mine for fucking what's about to come. You know, and that's just the truth. And like that's how in I am on all of this. And like, you know, you can ask her this question. I'm gonna ask you this question.
Oh, jeez.
Do you have any hesitation?
Of what?
Exactly. Of any of this that's happening in
Shit,
your
I've
life?
been all in since July 28th,
Yeah.
2023. Haven't left. What are we in right now?
That's the day that she was a guest on our podcast.
July 17th, 2025.
Almost 2 years
If
ago.
I have no if you think I have hesitation, boy, you're blind. I've been all in from the jump, but I think that like God was leading me from the very beginning of my like WWE career into that journey into this very moment. And then obviously now with you guys and like hearing your guys' journey and then seeing you guys have to walk on two different sides, and then also you going to Chaddick, and then you coming to my AI, and then it all birthed. The only reason we're at this table is through a tragedy. I mean, to me, it's like wild, because at the time you walk through certain things that you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Life is hard, life gets crazy, and there's a lot of tragedy and a lot of trials and tribulations that everybody walks through. And then a significant one is obviously losing someone, especially to the disease or way too early, and 26 is like incredibly too young. But I look at it as a blessing for me, because there's no way without his passing would I even be sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
So my son-in-law's favorite number was 26. He was born on June 26th, and he was 26 when he died. With that, though, we have to end this podcast because Emily has a heart out.
And it's getting way too emotional.
Yeah.
It was good, though, man. And, this just know that this is a community tool for everybody.
For sure.
But it's so much more. Like, that's the thing is, like, I want people to know, like, this is so much more than just an AI tool.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a lifeline.
It's a lifeline.
Yeah. And you know what? You can get lifelines from people, but sometimes you're alone and
sure.
There's no one there.
and it's embarrassing.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Right?
And
So
it would be embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, or you're scared of judgment of somebody using it against you later on, or maybe it's like your 20th time trying to get sober or ask for help or whatever the little lies. Anything good is from God. Anything not is not from him. So like the lies that we tell ourselves are not real and not true. So that's why now you have like an open lifeline that you can hit up at any moment, at any time, whether it's myself or Chad, and we're going to give it to you. I mean, like Chad says, I'm a little bit more not nice.
She's a little bit more caring than I am. I want to be real about it. She's a little bit more caring because she doesn't want you to fucking die today.
Yeah.
exactly.
100%.
You know, I might be a little bit softer, but it's just because that's my approach and that's my personality.
Which is crazy because that's like truly how like we're both softies at the end of the day, but like in such a different capacity and like how it comes across into the AI couldn't be more proud, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's like the cool thing, and like walking all the way into a treatment facility if that's where you need to be, or if you just need to get through the night. Like it's totally mine and his true personality coming to life.
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I really mean that. It's been a trip in terms of where we started and where we are right now.
We're just getting started.
Let's
So
rock and
buckle
roll.
up, boys.
Let's go.
On that note, that's a good
Bye.
Bye.